Greetings, my name is Nick Prax, and along with my teammates Jose Aranda and Katie Firestone, we will show you how to configure a wireless AP to broadcast an SSID with a specific IP address range. This is practical since you are able to put multiple SSIDs onto the same AP, therefore locking out admin privileges to users that don't need it. We started by setting up the controller to interact with the access point that we would be configuring. This included changing the controller name to controller 3, setting up the universal admin and enable password, and making sure the ports wouldn't shut down. All other settings were kept the same. After the initial settings were done, the controller had to restart. After it was reloaded, VLAN 30 was made so the AP could communicate with the controller. Configuration included setting the IP address as 10.1.30.100, setting the default gateway, and giving the VLAN access to the ports of the controller. Lastly, the controller needed the proper licenses so that it could be implemented in the project. 6 licenses were added, and the controller needed to be reloaded so that all the licenses and configurations could be saved. Special attention was given to saving this to the controller, using the right memory command and then saving the configuration into flash backup. The controller was now ready for the Aruba portal part of the project.
Here we verified all basic information for the controller, such as name, admin password, and time settings. For this setup, we are only using the one access point, so we will select the standalone mode for the AP.
Use the wizard to configure the VLAN 32. For its DHCP settings, we had it act as a server with a range of 10.1.32.0 with a prefix of 24. The VLAN itself has an IP address of 10.1.32.1 with a prefix of 24. This allows the AP to assign an IP address within the specified range to any connected devices.
For the connectivity page of the controller configuration wizard, we set the controller IP address to be VLAN 30, 10.1.30.100. Next, we set the default gateway to be static and have the IP address of 10.1.30.1.
We configured port 1 to have a native VLAN of 30, enabled trunk mode, and allowed VLANs 30 and 32 to be in trunk mode. Port and trunk mode can have multiple VLANs configured on the interface. This allows traffic to be carried for several VLANs simultaneously.
For the Specify IP Address Pools page of the controller configuration wizard, we click Next, since we won't be needing to specify IP address pools at the moment.
We had to choose the AP group that we wanted to configure, which meant that we needed to select Master Controller 3 from the drop-down menu so that the configure controller was accessing the AP correctly.
We then had to create a new wireless LAN and assign it the AP group that we just created. We named this new wireless LAN the PINGuins, which is our lab group name.
We are assigning any users who would try to connect to the PINGuin's SSID to VLAN 32, since that is the VLAN to access the DHCP server that will be broadcasted by the AP.
This page of the wizard configuration dealt with assigning the authentication and encryption settings of the wireless LAN, which used AES TKIP as a security setting and used a generated password of our own to connect to the AP.
This page shows verification of all settings including SSID name, IP addresses, and security protocols. On this page, we verified the different roles and policies each authenticated client had access to.
To get the wireless LAN to broadcast from the AP, we had to change the provision settings on the AP and confirm all the settings went through.
Finally, the AP will broadcast the SSID as indicated by the up column. If the configuration is wrong, the SSID will be in the down column.
You can then connect to the wireless LAN on various devices using the correct password.
After connecting to the wireless LAN, we verified that the IP address is within the correct range.
Wireless LAN setup can be further verified by pinging between devices on the same wireless LAN, as indicated by the ping results.
Hey.